Psychology of Money, Timeless Lessons on Wealth, Greed, and Happiness. Written by Morgan Housel. Introduction. The hidden forces behind wealth and success.
Money is often seen as a subject of numbers, calculations, and financial strategies. Yet, how people earn, spend, and invest money is rarely driven by pure logic. The way individuals handle their finances is deeply influenced by psychology, emotions, and personal experiences rather than just mathematical principles. In The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel explores how human behavior shapes financial decisions, arguing that success with money is not about having the best strategy. It is about understanding how emotions, biases, and habits affect financial choices. People can earn fortunes and still end up broke, while others with modest incomes can accumulate great wealth over time. The difference lies not in intelligence, but in mindset and behavior. In this book summary, we will explore the key lessons from The Psychology of Money, examining how greed, fear, luck, patience, and perspective shape financial success. Most importantly, we will learn how to build a healthy and sustainable relationship with money, one that goes beyond numbers and takes human nature into account.
The role of luck and risk in financial success.
People often attribute financial success to hard work, intelligence, and strategic decision-making, but luck plays a far greater role than many acknowledge. Two people can make identical financial decisions and end up with completely different outcomes because timing, economic conditions, and unpredictable events influence financial markets. Take Bill Gates as an example. His brilliance is undeniable, but he also had the rare opportunity of attending one of the few high schools in the world that had a computer in the 1960s. This early exposure to programming gave him a massive advantage. Meanwhile, there were other equally talented individuals who never had such access and thus never got the same opportunities. At the same time, financial ruin is often not entirely due to poor decisions. Sometimes, it's just bad luck. Consider someone who saved diligently for years, only to retire right before a market crash. Their wealth could evaporate through no fault of their own. Recognizing the role of luck and risk encourages humility. Financial success is not always a sign of superior intelligence, nor is failure always the result of bad decisions. The best approach is to manage risk wisely, prepare for uncertainty, and avoid overconfidence in financial planning.
Why people think about money differently.
Not everyone sees money the same way. A person who grew up in poverty might prioritize security over risk, avoiding investments that could lead to potential loss. Meanwhile, someone raised in wealthy surroundings might be more comfortable with risk, having seen financial safety nets in action. The key insight here is that there is no universal approach to money. A person's financial decisions are shaped by their personal experiences, upbringing, and the economic environment they grew up in. This explains why financial debates often lead to conflicting opinions. Because people are not discussing facts, they are discussing personal experiences. Rather than assuming that one financial strategy works for everyone, it is crucial to understand one's own relationship with money. What feels safe and rational to one person may feel risky and reckless to another.
The power of compounding. Why time matters more than skill.
Many believe that financial success comes from making brilliant investment moves, but the reality is far simpler. Time and patience often matter more than intelligence. The reason for this lies in compounding, the snowball effect of money growing over time. Warren Buffett, one of the richest investors in history, did not accumulate his wealth just because of smart stock picks. Instead, he benefited from the power of compounding over a long period. He started investing as a child and let his investments grow for decades. If he had started at 40 instead of in his early teens, his net worth would be a fraction of what it is today. Most people underestimate the power of long-term investing. Instead, they chase quick returns, try to time the market, and make frequent trades. Yet, history shows that consistent, patient investing almost always beats short-term speculation. The lesson: wealth is not built through rapid success, but through steady, disciplined patience.
Saving is more important than income.
Many assume that the key to wealth is earning more money, but that is only part of the equation. Earning a high salary does not guarantee financial success. Saving money and controlling spending habits are far more important. Consider two people. One earns a modest income but saves diligently, while the other earns a high salary but spends lavishly. Over time, the saver will likely build far more wealth than the high earner who fails to save. This is because financial security is determined not by how much money comes in, but by how much stays in. People often believe that if they earned just a little more money, they would be financially secure. But in reality, lifestyle inflation creeps in. They upgrade their car, house, and vacations, keeping them in the same financial position despite earning more. True wealth comes from learning to live below one's means, regardless of income level. The simplest financial advice is also the most effective. Spend less than you earn and save the difference.
The hidden costs of chasing wealth.
It is natural to want more money, but endless pursuit of wealth often comes with hidden costs. People sacrifice time, relationships, health, and peace of mind in the relentless drive to earn more, without realizing that true financial success is about more than numbers. It is about freedom and happiness. Consider the example of someone who works 80-hour weeks to achieve financial success. They may accumulate wealth, but at the expense of family time, personal well-being, and the ability to enjoy the money they are earning. On the other hand, someone with modest wealth but financial independence may experience far greater happiness. The goal of money should not just be to accumulate more. It should be to give people the freedom to do what they love, with whom they love, when they choose. Understanding this changes financial goals from getting rich to building a life of autonomy and fulfillment.
The importance of avoiding catastrophic mistakes.
While financial success is often about making smart, small decisions over time, it is equally about avoiding big mistakes. A few bad decisions, such as over-leveraging, taking excessive risks, or making emotional investment choices, can wipe out years of progress. One of the best ways to build wealth is simply to avoid financial ruin. This means not putting all investments into one high-risk bet, keeping an emergency fund to prepare for unexpected expenses, avoiding unnecessary debt that can spiral out of control. The best investors are not necessarily the ones who always make the highest returns, but the ones who avoid disaster and stay in the game long enough to let compounding work in their favor.
Conclusion: a smarter approach to money.
Money is not just about numbers. It is about behavior, patience, and understanding personal psychology. Financial success comes not from knowing every market trend or picking the perfect investment, but from recognizing the role of luck and risk in financial outcomes. Understanding that people see money differently based on their experiences. Harnessing the power of compounding and the importance of long-term investing. Valuing saving over high income and controlling spending habits. Avoiding the trap of chasing endless wealth at the cost of happiness. The key to financial success is not intelligence. It is discipline, humility, and a long-term mindset. Those who understand the psychology of money will not only build wealth, but also find financial peace and freedom along the way.
Thanks for listening. Did you enjoy this book summary? Got ideas on how we can make it even better? Drop us a quick note. We're always listening and learning from you.